Hi ho my flauschies! Today I want to talk about Eurofurence 25. I've been there last week and it was kind of an awesome experience, and therefore I was like, okay, I need to talk to you. Therefore this video is existing. And I know the last video is about several weeks ago, and I'm like, I don't know, because there are fewer and fewer people watching my channel, my English speaking channel, whether I should rather focus on my 2 German channels and my pet play channel and not just on this one. I will take a look at it from time to time and see what I can do. I arrived at Tuesday noon and left the con at the following Monday afternoon. And as soon as I arrived, I was so overwhelmed. There were so many furries, there were so many fursuiters, and I was like, what have I missed the last 2 years? In order to sum up everything for this video, I used both the daily Eurofurence, pictures, and also my personal experiences, everything I still remember. On Tuesday there wasn't much that I could do. Therefore I was playing cards with some friends, registered myself, checked in at the hotel, and also collected my fursuiter badge. And in order to collect the fursuiter badge, you need to take at least your fursuit hat, go to the registration and register your fursuit. And on my way back I was like, okay, I have just a shirt on, but hey, it's more comfortable wearing the hat and going through the lobby to the elevators. While I was on my way, with my fursuit hat on, kind of poodling. I was poodling. Of course, someone took a picture of me. Of course. Then there was also Summer Boat. A small, not really small, but furry party with, I don't know, something in between 200 and 300 attendees that took place on a boat over the Spree, means the river that goes through Berlin. I have heard that it was interesting and also entertaining, although it was a little expensive, but still entertaining. On Wednesday the convention was starting. There was the opening ceremony, and if you, for example, just like me, know more than one opening ceremony, you know every opening ceremony. But I also know a lot of people, and that's really okay, who think, okay, opening ceremony is the beginning of the convention, and therefore I want to be there to make the convention begin in my head too. And I totally understand that. And then there was a panel. The one and only panel I attended until the very end. And this was Therianthropy 101. I think most of you know what a Therian is. To sum it up, and I hope I'm not hurting any Therian's feelings, it's like having an animal soul in a human body. That's mainly it. I'm not a Therian, but I wanted to participate in order to look what happens, to see how Therians are, how a Therian talks about this whole topic, and it was quite interesting, definitely. It was worth hearing, worth watching, and really interesting at all. And this time I was also very happy about the guest of honor. This is the first time the guest of honor is a German speaking person. Actually I would say that's nothing special and nothing to mention, but as Eurofurence is the furry con with around 50% attendees from Germany, means like, I don't know, in the daily Eurofurence it said 1,770, something around that, people from Germany, from around 3,500 attendees. It was definitely time to finally find a German guest of honor, because mostly they were taking people from the US, people from, I don't know, Great Britain, but never a German person. Therefore I was so happy that it was Electrofencer, and I hope there will be a lot more people from Germany who can be guest of honor. Thursday was the first day I entered the fursuit lounge, mainly because my fursuit was in my room, and I know some friends that told me that someone stole a food paw, or I don't know what it was, I think it was a food paw, from the fursuit lounge, because if you're a fursuiter you're able to enter the fursuit lounge, and normally no one checks how you exit the fursuit lounge. Means I can enter it without having my fursuit on or my fursuit in, and exit with a whole nother fursuit, and no one would notice. And therefore I'm like, okay, no, my fursuit stays in my room. But in the fursuit lounge there's been a big air blower, a really big one, with extremely power. I will show you a short video of Tronchi, who made this video, to show you how immense it was. And then I entered the dealer stand, and what I saw is, and maybe as a business economic I see this rather good, but still bad. What I saw was that a lot of artists have higher prices now. There was one artist with the text, I draw your persona in about 15 till 20 minutes for 55 euros. I don't need to tell you how much this artist gains per hour. And for me as a business economic, that's heartbreaking. Normally a lawyer earns less than that. But another friend told me something that's really important to know, because most artists in the dealer stand have their kind of 15 minutes of fame, because outside the dealer stand, after Eurofurence, almost no one knows them. They don't get a commission, they don't get anything. And therefore they use this chance they have to get commissions, to draw something, to earn money. And I think that's okay. But a tip from my side, if you want to commission these artists, send them a message on, I don't know, for Affinity, DeviantArt after the convention, and I'm sure you get a good result, even better result, because it's drawn not traditional but digital, and maybe also better price. I will try it. And in the evening there was karaoke, and some of you know that I love singing, and therefore I was like, okay, I need to sing something. And it was Zombie from the Cranberries. And I did not do a good job, but listen. During the performance I was like, oh my god, it sounds so bad. Oh, it's not so bad. Is it bad? Was it okay? I don't know. Tell me, was it okay? Friday. On Friday I fursuited a lot. There was not much I wanted to do else, therefore I was like fursuiting both with my full fursuit and my kigurumi. And the kigurumi was one I got from a friend as a present. Thank you so much, Midnight, for sending me or giving me this kigurumi. I wore it as often as possible. I think I'm just gonna show you a few pictures that have been taken of me. And then I entered the art show. And the problem with the art show is that I wanted something really badly. And if you really want something, you stay until the very end and bid at the very end so that you're sure you're getting what you wanted. And therefore I spent around 3 hours in the art show without being able to use my smartphone, because it's forbidden in the art show. You could take photos and they don't want you to do that. And I'm like, I was so much dying in the art show, and I still didn't get everything I wanted, but that's just normal. And then there was the puppet show, or at least some advertisement for the puppet show. There was something very religious, Christian, about lifting you up to higher ground, and I don't know, something about God and Jesus and how to heal people from furry. And there were a lot of furries breaking the paper, ruining it, throwing it on the floor, and like, oh my god, some Christian shit, and I don't want to see that. And it was satire. It was not meant to be serious. For example, I watched it and knew it at the very beginning, because at the end it's like, if you need help, call 0800 praise the Lord. You can't call praise the Lord. And I was like, oh my god, I should have taken one flyer. It was so funny, but I forgot, and was like, oh, it was better than I expected. Really, I loved it when I watched it together with a friend. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. And then there was also Fur Science. They've been there from, I don't know, Tuesday till Sunday, and it was so much worth talking to them. They made a survey about furry, and they're professional. They have been sponsored by Canada itself, and I was like, oh my god, why doesn't Germany do that? Maybe because there's no science research team in Germany, but I don't know, why don't they support us? I don't know. And it's like, I've participated in the survey, and as far as I can say, it's business economic. It was really professional. It was really professional. And what they also focused on was not just furry, but also being a Therian. I was still like, hey, is furrian an important thing? Is it something you could really do research on? Because it's mainly taking place in your mind and not in your physical actions. Because most physical actions like woof or meow are also taking place in the furry fandom and not just with Therians. And I was like, okay, is this a researchable topic? And I think it is. Saturday. On Saturday there was Motor Furs, the Puppet Show, and the Big Blue Dance. The Motor Furs event was quite interesting, but I still think, okay, I'm not into cars, so it wasn't that interesting for me, but still worth seeing. And as I was on a private room party, I couldn't have been on the Big Blue Dance, but as far as I've heard, it was a really, really good event. But what I did recognize is poodling seems to be a thing. I made some videos about it, but still, I was like, is it a thing in Germany? And now I see, well, it seems to be one. Don't get me wrong, I don't really have a problem with it because I was kind of accidentally poodling on Tuesday. But still, I didn't know it was a kind of big topic. There was also a poodling event in front of the Dead Dog Party, means in front of, not before, but in front of the Dead Dog Party. And I was like, okay, why? Why did this happen? Why is it a thing? Why can poodlers or people who like to poodle just enter the Dead Dog Party or other parties and party with the people? Why is it necessary to make an extra small party, I don't know, just for poodlers? I was like, why? Even at the daily Eurofurence, means the newspaper of Eurofurence, there was a comic about this topic. And it's like, what the heck are they doing there? Sunday. On the last day of Eurofurence, there was only the Dead Dog Party. And what I think was really, really good is that pet players were allowed to celebrate or party together with all the other furries. Normally, furries have problems with pet players. But as there was just this big party, it was allowed to do some pet play, although I did not, and I didn't see some. I just saw some pet players being on the way to this party, but I didn't see them partying there because it was only there for around half an hour. But still, it's like the fact that these two fandoms are able to coexist during one dance, during one convention. It's really, really awesome. Because why do we hate each other? It's not necessary to hate each other. We should rather accept each other and have an awesome time. And that's the most important point here. And there is something I additionally want to say. There have been some people who wanted to talk with me, more than just the 2 minutes in the lobby while taking a photo. They wanted to take more with me, for example in the beer garden. And I'm like, okay, I'm a fur-tuber, this is point 1. A lot of people know me, want to talk to me, that's point 2. And I also planned a German speaking video on the convention, that's point 3. And therefore I was like, I don't have much time. Imagine my situation. I want to talk to all of you guys. I want to take photos with all of you guys. But I don't have the possibility because the day doesn't have more than 24 hours. And I try to do my very best. But if I attend, for example, a gathering of people who, for example, like me or want to talk to me, and I don't know any, I feel a little uncomfortable. Because mainly in Eurofurence I want to spend time with all the friends I'm seeing. And I also want to spend time with you guys. But it's hard to combine everything and make everything possible that people want. And also I was not able to do everything I wanted. And that's normal at a big furry convention. And therefore I'm really sorry I wasn't able to spend as much time with you as I wanted and as you wanted. But I'm trying to do my very best. And really, one last thing I want to mention. There's been a guy, and I know there are some other people in the furry fandom who would do the same, who talked to me while being drunk. He was drunk and I was in fursuit. I guess he was drunk, he smelled like alcohol. And I was in fursuit, and he asked me, hey Akeban, I want to snuggle you in your bed, in your room the whole night being in fursuit. And I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want to snuggle a random stranger I do not know, who is apparently drunk, and I don't want to spend the night in fursuit. And it was so uncomfortable. So please, just be normal. I want you to treat me normally, like a friend or someone you know. Not a popular fur, not a celebrity, and especially no one you should cuddle with all night, but mainly just a normal person. That's what I really want. Because there have also been some people following me through the convention, kind of stalking me, and this doesn't make me happy. Imagine, no one is happy being stalked. So don't run behind or go behind other people and stalk them the whole convention. At the end I want to mention some pros and cons of Eurofurence. What I want to say as a negative point is the topic. Fractures in Time is totally fine. The topic is good, I think. But there has been almost no decoration regarding Fractures in Time. There was this DeLorean, and that's, to be honest, that's one of the few things I've seen. And I think there would have been so many possibilities to do what you could do. For example, what Eurofurence did is to use some decoration of Eurofurence 24, 23, 22. That's totally fine. That's what I wanted and what I didn't see, and that's a pity. And there were two dances at the same time. The neon dance and the fursuit friendly dance. I think it's not productive to have two dances at the same time. It would have been better to put these dances at separate hours so people are attend both dances without needing to choose which one to go to. And at the place where the DeLorean stood afterwards, you were able to buy frozen yogurt. And I love frozen yogurt. And for me, it was much better eating this than watching the DeLorean. And therefore I was like, why did you put it away? I wanted frozen yogurt. But that's all I need to criticize. Now we come to the positive points. And that's all I need to criticize. And now let's get to the positive points. There have been so incredibly many panels and possibilities of things you could do during the convention. I really never had a time period where I was bored or had nothing to do. I sometimes took about half an hour to relax in my room, but mainly, almost all the time I had something to do. And that's awesome. And there are also the food trucks. My last Eurofurence was 2016, and I don't remember whether there were also food trucks outside, but I think there weren't. But the fact that they exist was really good, because the prices were fair, and it's better eating there than eating in the hotel, because the hotel is way too expensive. So it was a really good alternative without going to the next place to eat pizza, I don't know. And everything that has been organized is really awesome. The first seat lounge, the art show, the dealer stand, the dances. Everything was really well planned, and I was like, okay, what I really want to say is I'm hating the fact that I didn't attend Eurofurence the last 2 years, but I tried to do my best, my very best, to attend Eurofurence every single year that's possible, and I'm hoping that it's working, and I really hope that. So guys, we've come to an end of this very large video. I hope you like it. If so, give me a thumbs up or rate the video however you like it. On top of me, you can subscribe to my channel. That would be really incredible and awesome. And over there, you're getting to 2 more videos. I hope you are having a nice rest of the day, week, or whatever you're watching this video. Stay positive and fluffy, guys. Bye!